welcome to Save Our Children TV. I'm back at it for a brand new video. Before I get into our stories today and our bonus story, I want to talk about a quick story that happened in California. Um, you might have heard about it, but it's about a 63-year-old woman who went to go visit with her incarcerated uh, triple homicide boyfriend. And she was strangled while visiting him in prison, which I don't understand how he even was able to have visits knowing what he was in prison for. But it says California woman is strangled to death while on overnight prison visit with a quadruple murder convicted husband. 62-year-old grandmother was killed while having an overnight conjunctural visit with her convicted murderer husband at a California prison, according to reports. David Branson, 54, was found guilty of killing four men in 1993 and was sentenced to life in prison without parole, court records show. In November, Branson had an unsupervised visit with his wife, Stephanie Dalvo, 62, at Mule Creek State Prison in Northern California. Fox 40 reported Branson claimed to prison officials she had passed out, but the Amador County coroner said this week her death was a homicide and determined she had been strangled. No one has been charged in the killing, KCRA-18 reported. Fox News Digital has reached out to the Amador County Sheriff's Office and the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, CDCR. Now, the reason I want to talk about this story in the first place is because she is a grandmother of young children. She have young grandchildren, about 3 or 4 years old. And I think that, you know, we got to be more safe when it comes to people we talk to, relationships, especially if you have young children, grandchildren. Um, I would have never, whether I have grandchildren or not, but I would put myself in that type of danger, knowing what he's in prison for, because he's a violent individual. He's in there for killing 3 men. He got 3 consecutive life sentences without parole. Why was he ever granted permission from the prison to have visitations? His visitation would have been cut off knowing what he's in there for. That means he's a danger to society. Why was he ever granted permission to have visitors? California um, prison, they got a lot to explain. They probably gonna be in hot water. There's probably gonna be lawsuits that's gonna come behind this, and there should be a different policy put up so people can be protected, because this was preventable, and my condolences go out to the victim's family. Um, Senseless, and we got to do better. Just got to do better. Now, on to the regular scheduling. I have one bonus story for you guys today, and that bonus story is the Naziah Harris update. There's an update in the case. You will be shocked what that update is. Plus, we have an additional, I'm going to repeat this twice, an additional 13 stories. I'm going to say it again, 13 stories. That's a lot of stories. 13. But let's get straight into our bonus story real quick, and then we dive into our 13 stories. So let me jab it down real quick. I'm on WXYZ Channel 7. Here we go. So Naziah Harris, DPD never investigated the 2022 claims involving Naziah Harris and her alleged killer. So Detroit taking the L, the police department taking the L. But the Detroit Police Department failed to investigate a 2022 claim that Naziah Harris had been inappropriately touched by Jarvis Butts that the man later accused of killing and sexually abusing her. The alert to police was made more than 20 months before Naziah would go missing and came in the form of law enforcement notification, or LEN, sent by Georgia's Protective Services. Quote, we just didn't do enough with it. Assistant Chief Charles Fitzgerald said in an interview Tuesday, adding that the department has since implemented new policies that would ensure the same mistake doesn't happen again. Quote, we could not have done better, no question, he said. Last month, 7 News Detroit revealed that drivers' butts have been the subject of multiple complaints to Children's Protective Services, including some that named Desire along with a second girl as the victims of improper touching. Records show that CPS investigated the allegation against one of the girls who made no disclosures about any abuse, but not Desire. What CPS officials did do, however, was share that alert that named Desire with Detroit police in the form of an LEN. The alert are common with the department receiving more than a dozen a day and more than 5,000 last year. They are sent when CPS learn of possible criminal behavior that a local jurisdiction may want to investigate. In this case, the complaint told DPD that there was an incident at a birthday party where a child unnamed accused Butts of sexual abuse. The complaint went on to name 2 other children who had been abused, saying Desire and the name Hill reported that drivers touched them inappropriately as well. And they adding later drivers as a blank offender and a felon. Neziah great aunt Janelle says she filed that complaint with CPS that was ultimately made its way to DPD. They're the police. They're supposed to investigate. Janelle said in an interview this week, everything is there, but the department never did investigate, at least with respect to Neziah. Instead, according to officials, only the other alleged victim named in the report was questioned because CPS only listed her under the victim hitter, even though Desire was identified as being inappropriately touched. But when questioned by officers, denied any wrongdoing. He was maintained his innocence since being charged. Makes zero sense, said Tom Berry, a retired Detroit police lieutenant. Okay, I'm gonna give my opinion. Number one, lock up the police, lock up anybody who had a cover up in this case. Um, y'all need to do better at investigating these cases, take them serious, especially when it involves children, because children can't do their own investigation. It is up to the police, CPS, and how do you drop the ball in such a significant case? I don't understand, but to me that is why there's so many cases that is unsolved dealing with children and or teens because the police department are really not taking these cases seriously. They're not really doing their investigation properly, and so more needs to be done behind it. But it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that so many children are being failed by the system, and the system is broken and it needs to be fixed. Once again, condolences go out to the family of Neziah Harris, and we do hope that she is found and that the perpetrator is convicted and is sent to prison for a long time. His trial is scheduled for October the 6th. So I will be there'll probably be more updates to this case, but until then, we'll see um, if anything else comes out of this case. Now, on to case one, story number one out of 13. Let's see if I can pull it up. I'm on ABC 13 Houston. Well, Texas is taking an L for this next story. A 14-year-old girl is shot and killed at an apartment complex playground. The suspect is in custody, police said. So this out of Baytown, Texas. The suspect is, let's see, the suspect is 13 years old. a 13-year-old boy. So a teen boy is in custody after he allegedly shot and killed a teenage girl at a playground in an apartment complex in Baytown on Friday afternoon. According to Baytown police, the shooting occurred in a 4600 block of Village Lane at about 4 p.m. The girl was taken to a hospital where she was pronounced dead. Relatives identified her as 14-year-old Anaya Zachary. They said she and the shooter attended Baytown Junior in Goose Creek, CISD. Police said preliminary information suggested that Zachary and the teenage boy were involved in an altercation earlier in the day, possibly on the school bus. Later, while Zachary was at the apartment complex playground, the boy approached and shot her. Quote, they said he went home and put on all black and put on a black mask and called my baby's name and shot my baby 4 times. Sonia Stanford, who identified herself as the girl's godmother, said Stanford said Zachary lived with her at the complex for the last year. She was unaware of any problems. Quote, this was a sweet baby, she said as she showed a photo of Zachary on her phone. Police are not identifying the suspect shooter because he is a juvenile. Stanford told reporters she forgives him and said the adults in his life are the ones who are responsible. I agree. Quote, little boy who did this, I'm not angry with you, I'm not upset with you, but I want you to know I forgive you. She said, I say you, his parents, should have put your weapon up so your 13-year-old son wouldn't have gotten this gun and shot this child. Baytown police have not yet said what charges the teen faces or whether his parents could be charged. His parents needs to be charged. Goose Creek CISD released the following statement in the case. We can confirm that one of our Goose Creek's CISD students was shot and succumbed to their injuries on Friday, March 21st, after school near the residence. Campus staff and parents have been notified about the death on Monday. The district will provide students and staff with social and emotional support on campus. Now here's the news video. Let's see if I can pull it up. You're gonna pull it up real quick. I'm gonna pull it up really, really quick.
He came back. He went home again. Anaya came in and asked me, Tia, can I go outside? Then Stanford says the boy came back with a vengeance. And he went home and put on all black and put on a black mask and came back and called my baby's name and he shot my baby 4 times. Anaya was rushed to the hospital where she died. If I knew that it was an altercation, me being who I am again, being a mother, I would have went to the little boy's parents with Anaya to see if we can get this resolved. Because stuff like this occur all the time. But this really does not make any kind of sense at all. Now, Stanford has a message for the boy's parents. You should have put your weapon up so your 13-year-old son wouldn't have gotten his gun and shot my child. I am very hurt. I am very disappointed. The teenage boy accused of shooting and killing Anaya has been taken into custody. Tonight, the investigation continues, and as soon as we have more information, we'll bring that to you. For now, reporting in Big Town, Devin Clark.
Pause it there. I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this particular story. Now I agree everything with the family said. I agree with everything she said. She put out one crucial point. First, when she said I would have went to the mother of the child and talked to the mother. A, you got to start at A. A would be you go to the school. You would have to go to the school, talk to the school. From there, then you can talk to the parent of the child. So you got to go to the school and talk to, because you got to remember, if the confrontation started on the school bus, then it would have to start from the school. Then it led from the school to the school bus, from the school bus um, to the neighborhood. So this is why it's important to talk to your children about, just being kind to one another, bullying, and what to do when you're in this type of situation. Um, Again, an altercation that shouldn't have led up to a deadly shooting, but we have so many negligent parents who leave dangerous weapons around, and their children are picking it up and using it in a commission of a crime. Um, and I would say charge the parents of the little boy, because if you don't charge the parent, who weapon it is, then it's gonna continue to be negligent parents out there, and there'll be no message put out there. The weapon should have been secured. The boy went home twice, which is a red flag. He went back home twice after getting to an altercation. He picked up a weapon, got dressed up in all black. That would have been suspicious to me. He went back out, so somebody had to see what the child was doing. Came back out into the park and shot 4 times at a child, at another child, 4 times. Words on the street that the child died at the park. Now they said the child died at the hospital. I don't know what to believe, but it is just crazy in itself. We got to do better when it comes to our children. Talk to your children. If your children are beefing with other children, sit them down and talk to one another, because picking up a gun, it can end your life, whether that's being killed or you going to prison for the next 20, 25 years or life because you want to use a weapon to try to prove a point. Um, there's no winners in the situation. 13-year-old boy whose life will forever change because of the situation. If he's convicted, even if, as a juvenile, he can do prison time, juvenile prison, about 15, 20 years. Or goes to an adult prison, do about life or 30 years in prison behind what? A disagreement? We got to do better. Dallas, Texas, you got to do better. Let's move on to story 2 out of 13. I might cut this video down short and just do the second part tomorrow. But we're going to see how much we can get down today. How do I? So this man here is taking an L, but also the mother of the child is also taking an L. Now, man throws a baby off of an upper floor balcony after a tug of war with the child's mother. In Milwaukee's taking an L. So a man allegedly intentionally threw a 1-year-old off a second story balcony after getting into a tug of war fight over the baby with the child's mother. According to a criminal complaint obtained by a local outlet, WITI, 31-year-old Jermaine Elland threw the 1-year-old from the balcony of the mother's home. After the pair got into an argument, the argument reportedly started after the mother heard the child crying and eventually escalated to the point where Ellen grabbed a knife and told her, "You're gonna die today." He later told police that he and the mother engaged in a tug of war with the baby before he held her over the balcony by her head and dropped her into the grass below, barely missing an air conditioning unit per the complaint. He then entered the house and attacked the mother again. When police made contact with the mother, they said she had a sprained finger and laceration on her forehead. They required stitches, and her shirt was covered in blood. When interviewed, the mother was much more concerned with her child's condition. She could have died, she told local outlet. She could have gotten really hurt from that, and I'm just mad. The mother told the outlet that Ellen was definitely trying to kill the child. The mother brought herself and the baby to the nearest hospital for treatment, at which point the police became involved. The ex-husband of the baby's grandmother, luckily, the child only had to be treated for minor injuries, per the complaint. He was arrested and charged with substantial battery with a domestic abuse modifier and child abuse. Now, the thing is this. When I was watching AFC the other day, he was talking about this story, and there's a video of the mother put on Facebook where she basically on Facebook Live ranting and the child in the background and she not paying attention to the child. And if you've seen the mother have a body full of tattoos and piercings, and you know, basically this is the boyfriend of the victim's mother. And my thing is this. When you become violent in front of a child and you're fighting in front of a child, then that child's going to grow up thinking that that is just what is known to me is violence. So that's why I said the mother is just as guilty as this guy. They both violent, fighting in front of the child. And instead of fighting and doing all this, there's ways to mediate altercation. Talk at an adult level. Take a breather, walk away, walk outside, walk out the street. But the child was caught in the middle. And the child was injured by this guy. And the mother should have been more protective of her child. She should have been aware of what this person was. And she wasn't. And the child got injured. Child survived, thankfully. Thank God. Continue to keep the child in your prayers while she make a full recovery. Let's move on to story 3 out of 10. This is a mother's first statement, but this next story is a story that I actually talked about on my TikTok. Posted a video and talked about it. The 15-year-old who was stabbed multiple times out of Chicago Park. Her name is Kayla Love. So Chicago will take it there. A 15-year-old boy, this is an update. A 15-year-old boy has been charged 15 with first degree murder in the death of his girlfriend at a park on the west side last week, Chicago police said Monday. The teen fatally stabbed and beat up his 16-year-old girlfriend, Kayla Love, who was found dead last Monday at Horan Park in the 3000 block of West Van Buren Street, CPD said. The boy was arrested by members of the area for a homicide investigative support team on Sunday in the 400,000 block of West Berry Avenue, police said. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office determined Love's death to be a homicide, with the cause being multiple injuries from an assault. A Cook County prosecutor alleged the boy was holding hands with Love, leaving the McDonald's at Roosevelt Road and Kedzie Avenue on March 16th, and minutes later, he allegedly attacked Love at Horn Park a few blocks away. Prosecutors said witnesses to the attack identified the boy and surveillance video tracked the boy from the park to his home. After executing a search warrant, police recovered clothing he was seen wearing on March 16th. Prosecutor also said the boy's encrypted social media handle was listed in Love's phone as, quote, boyfriend. It's alleged the boy hit her in the face and continued to attack her on the ground with his feet in a glass bottle. So last week, Love's family said police were called to Horn Park after a report of a fight in the park. The family claims police drove by the area but did not get out of the vehicle. The next day, Love's family said she found badly beaten in the same park. City officials confirmed Sunday night the officers that were called to the scene and how they handled this case is being investigated. The boy charged appeared in Cook County Juvenile Court on his first time Monday and was ordered to remain in custody due to the alleged violent attack. He is due back in court April 16th. A vigil was held for Love on Sunday afternoon at the East Garfield Park site, where she was found dead. The beloved 16-year-old Manly Career Academy high school student planned to pursue a career in culinary arts. Her family declined to comment on the charges Monday, but did thank those who helped lead police to the arrest. Let me put this phone right here. I'm gonna show you. Oops. So that's the victim.
A 15-year-old boy is accused of murdering his girlfriend in a brutal attack. Today, he appeared in court for the first time. Today, a Cook County juvenile court judge ordered a 15-year-old remain in custody due to the violent attack for which he is accused. A Cook County prosecutor alleges the boy was holding hands with Kayla Love, leaving the McDonald's at Roosevelt and Kedzie on March 16th. And minutes later, he allegedly attacked Love in Horan Park a few blocks away. Yesterday, Love's family held a vigil for her at the park. Today, the family declined comment, only to thank those who helped lead police to the arrest. The 15-year-old boy, we are not identifying as he is a minor, was arrested yesterday. Prosecutors say a witness to the attack identified the boy, and surveillance video tracked the boy from the park to his home. And after executing a search warrant, police recovered clothing he was seen wearing on the 16th. Also, prosecutors say the boy's encrypted social media handle was listed in Love's phone as boyfriend. Prosecutors told the judge 16-year-old Love was found a day later at the park on March 17th and that she died from multiple trauma. It's alleged the boy hit her in the face and continued to attack her on the ground with his feet and a glass bottle. Love was a beloved Manly Career Academy high school student who planned to pursue a career in the culinary arts. Last week, Love's family said police were called to Horn Park on the 16th after a report of a fight at the park the day before Love's body was found. The family claims police drove by the area but did not get out of the vehicle. Chicago police tell us there is an internal
Yeah, internal investigation. My behind. Hold on. Let's not stay over. Fire those officers who just stay in the vehicle and just not get out. Your job is to protect and serve, not sit in the vehicle and drive by. That's number one. Number two, a 15-year-old boy, think about this, is accused of killing his 16-year-old girlfriend. Now, if the boy, 15-year-old, was bold enough to kill his 16-year-old girlfriend, Where do you think the violent behavior from him comes from? Because you got to think about it. He would have to see somebody close to him be violent to the point where they beat a female, to the point where he thought it was normal to beat and kill his girlfriend. Now, it's going to be interesting when trial comes up. Although he probably tried as a juvenile, but there's probably going to be significant information that this child was already in his mind witnessed the same type of behavior in his home, and he might have thought in his mind that this was a normal behavior to do when he gets angry to his girlfriend. Um, he charges first degree murder, and in Chicago, as an adult, if you're convicted of first degree murder, you can be sentenced to life without parole. Or I don't know if Chicago have the death penalty. Matter of fact, let me look it up to see if they do. I'll let you know if they do. Chicago. Let's see. Siri. Siri.
Mm-hmm.
What's the penalty for first degree murder in Chicago? Yeah, let's see what the penalty is. 20 years to life, life without parole, and 20 years to life, under 100 years, 60 years. So different statutes determine um, murder in Chicago. Um, do I think prison time he should get? Yeah. I also think he needs to be getting anger management. I think he needs to receive some type of like something where to help with coping skills. If you're feeling this type of way, what to do besides hurting someone or killing someone in the future? Because if it's determined, because he's 13 and he's charged with first degree murder, most likely he could be given 20 years to life, which means he could be just sentenced to 20 years if he's convicted for first degree murder, and he'll be almost 28 to 30 when he's released. So basically, he'll be in his 20s to 30s when he's released. He's 13 now. I think that while he's doing his time, he needs serious help. Um, Again, I mean, when you witness as a child an abusive relationship with your family or loved ones or siblings or children attempt to pick that behavior up and use it in their relationship. So you just gotta be careful how you raise children because they could pick anything up in the future and use it. And again, that's the update to this case. Um, so 15 was arrested in this case. Let's go to story 4 out of 13. This is a babysitting story. Sacramento is taking an L. So, a toddler is disfigured by burns in a horrific child endangerment case in California. Mom is convicted, and the babysitter was convicted. So, a toddler's mom and the babysitter were convicted of ignoring the 2-year-old's burns, leaving the girl permanently disfigured, California officials said. A jury found them both guilty of waiting too long to seek medical treatment for the toddler after about half of her body was severely burned, the San Francisco District Attorney's Office said in a January 14th news release. Officials didn't say how the girl was burned, but during the trial, the jury determined the girl's 29-year-old mother was aware of her daughter's injuries and did not do nothing to help her. The release said the jury found the same was true of the girl's 42-year-old babysitter, officials said. The case was horrific, and we pray for the victims' continued healing and progress, said District Attorney Brooke Jenkins. Testimony and other evidence in the trial revealed the girl was brought to UCSF Children's Hospital Mission Bay on July 25th of 2023 with second and third degree burns to about 50% of her body, and the injuries were days old, officials said. She was transferred to another hospital for specialized treatment for the severe wounds, where she remained for 2 months as she underwent multiple surgeries, debridement, and skin grafts that were necessary in large part because of the delay in care, officials said. Um, they are in custody and awaiting sentencing, which is scheduled for February the 4th, which just passed. Hopefully they don't. Let's see this. Yeah, I don't understand how a child gets burned and you don't render medical aid. You don't call ambulance, the fire department, the police department, none of that. Don't take child to the hospital, but you ignore it and you go about your day. I mean, you're a neglectful mother. That's what it looks to me. And the babysitter ain't no better. Both of these women needs life in prison, if you ask me. They both are negligent, put this child in great danger, and are a danger to society in many, many ways. So, this is a crazy story. Let's move on to story 5 out of 13. Detroit mother who abandoned her kids. She gets a lesser bail. Her bail was dropped to 2,500. So all she got to post now is 10% of that, which is 10,000, and she's out of jail for abandoning 3 children. I don't agree with it. She should have got that $1 million bond sticked because she is a danger to society, herself, community, and she shouldn't be on the streets. Absolutely equivalent. Zero. Nada. She should be back on the streets. Continue praying for those 3 victims, and may that mother get life in prison when convicted. Let's move on to story 6 out of 13. Mom kills her daughter, Lyndon Olson. I'm going to pull that story up. We did talk about the story before on the channel. The mother who was charged in Baltimore, strangling her 11-year-old daughter, um, she was found incompetent to stand trial, which means she won't be charged in this case. She was found not to. Yes.
When you go back home, let me know, cause I need this mattress to go to garbage.
All right. No, I need your help to buy the mattress. So she was found not guilty, but not guilty, but she was competent to stand trial. She should have been standing trial for this, unconvicted and sentenced. She intentionally killed her 11-year-old daughter for strangling her. She should be convicted and sentenced to prison for a very long time. Continue praying for Lyndon. Continue praying for the family of Lyndon Olson, because they're going to need it. Story out of 7 out of 13. Georgia sex offender exposed himself to kids. That's where I can find that story. This is the man right here. So, Augusta, Georgia, taking the area. Shout out to FC for the story. New details emerge after Augusta man is accused of child molestation. An Augusta man has been arrested and accused of touching himself while watching kids play nearby. This happened Saturday in the area of Russell Street. Richmond County deputies say 60-year-old Dennis Jennings is charged with 6 counts of child molestation, non-aggravated. The children involved in the case are ages 7 to 13 years old. On the wake of his arrest, a graphic video of the incident taken by one of these children has circulated on social media. There was several reported incidents with Jennings, but investigators tell us that the video evidence plays a key role in investigations like this nearly 2 months ago. Jennings was arrested and charged with public indecency. He was released on a 12-month probation, but never said that he didn't solve the problem. It just got worse. Deputies said their only way to arrest him was to catch him in the act. And they shot a video of Jennings being arrested by Richmond County deputies on Saturday. Bye-bye, go to jail. She wasn't just a bystander. She was the one who called the police. I was in the living room and I was laying down watching TV and the kids ran in the house. Said the neighbor, my son. He was like, Mom, he doing it again. I got the video. The video they've been trying to get for months, capturing Jennings in the broad daylight. But another neighbor said it's been anything but easy. I never could get a good video because he would always get up or move or do nothing or stop doing what he was doing. Lots of kids came and told me. The second neighbor said. The fact that it took for the children to record the video to get evidence of this perp tells me that Augusta, Georgia officials didn't care. They didn't care at all for the safety of the children. And this man, and his first time that he did this. Sadly, he was only charged. Let's see.
Yeah, boy, something real quick.
What?
Come on, fellas. Let me see if he ain't here. He in his phone.